right, Nancy, I'm so happy to have you here today because you're going to share about your experience with the Moving Box Accelerator program. And, you're all ready to launch. And I got so many questions. Are you ready? We'll just jump right in here. So think back 16 weeks ago before you and I met, and you came across me somewhere. I don't know if it was YouTube or Instagram, Facebook. You found me somewhere. And I introduced the idea of the Moving Box business. What did you originally think? And when you told your family about it, what did they say?
They said no.
Okay. What was their concern?
Don't remember now. They just said no because I had tried out many different things and they just went no.
Okay. So they were afraid that this would be like another flopped business. Is that kind of what you're saying? Okay. That's a very rational thing to say because, there's tons of side hustles out there. Lots of get rich quick sort of things you see everywhere online. So I'm sure your family's like, why would this be any different? Right. So I can understand that. What did you think about it?
I thought about it for quite a while. I saw it. I bookmarked it, went back, read it, but then I thought, you know what, this just might work. Pressed the button and went forward.
And there you are. And what kind of fears were you facing? Because I don't think anyone would convince me that nobody has any fears before they take on a business. So what kind of fears were you feeling when you first were introduced to it?
Me, it was mostly the financing. How am I going to do that? So that was the biggest fear with me was the financing.
Okay. And had you seen any of these types of companies in your area before?
No, never.
So as far as you know, you're the first one in town in the area. Okay. Wow. And so what made you say, you know what, I'm not listening to you. I'm just going for it. What made you finally say, that's it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to hit that add to cart button, check out.
Just decided that's it. So I'm not going to listen to anybody anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and do what I want to do. For the first, I would say, actually right up till I launched, I had resistance. And then suddenly my daughter decided, you know what, this might work for you. And I had my son-in-law. He was the one that, you can do this, Mom. You can do this. And then my daughter came along. And then after I explained it to my husband for the 100th millionth time, he said, okay, I'll maybe go with this.
Okay, that's progress. Okay. Well, that must make you feel good that the family's starting to come around. I wonder, was it because they got to finally see your bins in person? They got to finally check out your website? Do you think that's maybe what
I
finally
think that's
convinced
what
them?
It was, Like I involved my daughter more and more. What do you think of this? Should I do this? Should I do that? Which is the better? And then I got my husband involved in helping me do business cards.
Okay.
Right. What do you think of this? Do you think that's okay? Or should we? And so he started getting involved in things like that. So that's how I lured him in.
Well, thank gosh they came around. That's thankfully, because it definitely makes the journey a lot easier when you've got the family support. It's pretty common actually that at the beginning everyone's like, I don't really get it. Is this really a thing? Because if you don't see them in every street corner, you're like, well, how popular can these be, right? But everybody moves at least once in their life. So it's kind of like you're advertising to the entire community, not just a few people here and there. So it's a really great idea. And then, so you joined the program, 16 weeks long. What was your experience like? I'll just kind of leave it open-ended and see where this takes us.
Actually, I really enjoyed the course. It's helped me grow myself. I've become more self-confident as a person.
Really? Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Before I was a very shy person. I wouldn't go out and do things. For me to go out and be able to push my business, I wouldn't do that. To go out and meet people and say, hey, listen, this is what I have now. I wouldn't do things like that. I would just I would go to markets, set up my bin, set up my display and just sit there.
So you would classify yourself more of an introvert, and so not that you're this massive extrovert now, but you're just saying that it's given you some confidence, and so you feel like you can actually accomplish this. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
For me to go now and make these ads and post these ads on different like on Instagram and sit there and look at my ad and say, I did that. I would never do that before.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so good to hear. And as far as websites, let's talk about websites. So have you built a website before? Have you had any experience with websites prior to this?
I built a website on Shopify, and it did nothing. And that was not good for my self-confidence. And
when you mean it did nothing, what do you mean by that exactly?
It did nothing. It didn't go anywhere. People never came to see it. It was nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks. There's a lot of tricks out there on how to drive traffic to your website. You could have a really nice website, but if you don't understand how to get people to find it, then it's pointless, right?
Yeah.
And so you've definitely learned a lot of things along the way. What do you think about your website now? Like, you put a lot of effort into it, and this is your main marketing tool.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the way it looks?
I'm very proud of my website.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah. And I've said this to you so many times, but I love your logo. I love it. I will share a photo of it so everybody can see it, because I think it's just so cute. And eventually, you know, at the end of this interview today, I'll also ask you for your details so that everyone can find you on Instagram and Facebook and follow you. But yeah, your website's really, really cool. You didn't have much website experience, but you did have full tech support. What was that experience like, getting the tech support?
It was great. If I hadn't had it, I would have given up. I got stuck on a lot of stuff, but
yeah, there's a lot to learn.
I tried to work it out first on my own.
Yeah.
And then help.
No, you are an absolute trooper. Like, I know that you struggled at different points, but you just kept pushing through. Super proud of where you started from versus where you're at now, like just night and day. So it's really fun for me as a coach to kind of see the transition in all the ladies, and to see that confidence grow over time. It's really fun. It's my favorite part. And so you've launched successfully, right? Like, you actually launched. Okay. And so you're tracking your numbers, you're starting to see people are actually visiting your site, which must make you feel amazing. And you've got all the automation set up already, so that when people check out through the website, the money just goes into your account, they get sent the links, everything's done. So, you know, it's a lot of work to get it set up, but then it's kind of like, okay, now I just got to find my people, right? That's all there's left to do. Yeah. Now, you also were a part of the weekly group coaching sessions that we had. So just for people here that don't know what I'm talking about. So yourself and me and a whole bunch of the other ladies, we would meet every single week for 16 weeks. So why don't you describe to our audience what that was like and what other people can expect if they were to do that?
Actually, it was really good. It was informative. And you got ideas from the other women on what you could do and how you could critique, and you were able to bounce ideas off of everyone. So that was great.
Yeah, it's quite unique. It's quite unique, because I'm not sure what your past business was, but I bet a lot of it was solo work, right? You're just trying to kind of figure it out by yourself. And you know, we can only go so far with one brain. So when you kind of pool everybody's ideas together and you get this group discussion going, and of course you have the coach here, it's super valuable. And I actually love them. I love doing them. They're quite a lot of fun. And I'm sure that you've made some connections with the other ladies. And, you know, so yeah, as you're going through your journey, you've just finished the course and now you've entered the 90-day launch phase. So that's where you're now with a different set of women. You're with the women who are at the exact same point as you. Everybody's launching right now. And so now you get to communicate with them, build a little bit of community with them, and, you know, learn from their mistakes. So it's awesome. It's true, right? It's going to happen. Yeah. We're brand new into the business here. So did you find that the group meetings, that they kept you accountable, kept you on time and motivated?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, that's what it was intended to do.
Groups.
Yeah. A lot of people say that. And that's why I started to do the 90-day launch phase. I'm like, well, I don't want you guys to leave yet, right? Because I know you really get used to that support, the weekly meetings, and the ladies love it. Like, I can't believe the turnout we have every single week. I've been in other coaching programs before. They've had group coaching meetings and nobody talks to each other. Everybody's camera is off. So nobody's like, you don't really get those connections. Everyone's just kind of waiting for their turn to talk and then they leave the meeting, but not here. Like, everyone stays right till the end. Almost everybody shows up every single week. So I think that's a very good indication that they like it, right? They enjoy the meetings. We had a pricing call together and we had a marketing call together. Did you find that those were helpful?
They're extremely helpful.
Yeah, it's tricky, right? Because you don't want to be the most expensive person and you don't want to be the cheapest person. You got to kind of find that sweet spot. And to have someone say, well, listen, based on my experience, this might be a good price point for you to consider. It probably gave you some peace of mind, I would assume.
Yeah, it gave you great peace of mind knowing that, especially being new to a market that's never had anyone in here.
Definitely.
Because you don't want to be like overpriced for the market, and you don't want to be, underpriced, especially because I have a lot of rural areas.
Okay.
So it's like, I want to have a fair area. So
sure. Yeah. And now that you've gone through the program, and it's not done, we still have the 90 days together, but now that you've gone through the program, do you feel that the money that you invested into the course, I'm not talking about the bins and the inventory, just the course, do you feel that it was a good value for the amount of support that you received?
it was a great value, and I would encourage anyone to take the course.
Yeah. And, I've been in coaching programs, lots of them, and they're all at least $12,000. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy the prices that coaches are charging out there. And I'm obviously nowhere near that. So yeah, I like to check in every once in a while, make sure everybody's okay with that price point. And was there anything that you wish was included that was not included?
No, really, because everything that I got was great. I didn't expect to get everything that was included.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay. So what would you say to somebody who is kind of where you were 4 months ago, where they're like, okay, I talked it with my husband. He's kind of unsure. I'm starting to question things because, I've had failed businesses in the past. Is Carrie legit? Is this even going to be worthwhile? Am I wasting my money? All those fears that every single woman has before they jump in. What would you say to those ladies?
I tell them to put their fears aside and take the plunge, because you're not going to find a better coach or a better business. Just take the plunge. Put your fears aside, because 16 weeks, like most courses are like 2 to 4 weeks, and then that's it.
Yeah, they're done.
You don't know what to do after that. You're sitting there going, what do I do?
For sure.
This way, like 16 weeks later, but you're not done. You still have 3 months, 90 days of access to your. So it's like you're not just okay, goodbye, you're out.
Yeah. For sure.
So,
and I'm not sure if you realize this. I can't remember if I've explained it to you, but after these 90 days, there's more. We have a grad program. You can join that. And so the support is still there. We don't meet as often. We only meet once a month, but the support is still there, which is really, really helpful, especially in that first year where you're really trying to figure everything out and get your business off the ground, and all the connections you've made, you'll eventually see all the same ladies move over to the grad group, and so you're already going to know a whole bunch of them, but you're also going to be with a bunch of the ladies who've been doing this for years, like me. So you get to learn from some of the more senior people, which I think is really great. So why don't you share with everybody the name of your business and where you're located? Now, keep in mind, we're talking to both Canadians and Americans. So where are you located?
I'm located in Arnprior, Ontario, which is just outside of Ottawa, Ontario, in Canada.
Okay. And the name of your business?
My name of my business is Fat Cat Bins Rental.
Now, where did you come up with this, by the way? I don't know if I've ever asked you that. Where did you come up with Fat Cat?
I was just I was talking to my best friend who I've named George.
She's talking about ChatGPT, just so everybody knows. Okay, yeah. Okay, so George helped you.
I was going through some names, and it was just like, I wanted something unique. I didn't want something that I could have called it Arnprior Bins Rental. I could have called it something generic, but I wanted something that was going to be different, unique, catchy, that a logo would go something different. I could have called it Where the Rivers Meet, because we have 2 rivers that meet. I could have called it that, but I wanted, just in case I just had to move, I wanted a name that I could just take and move with it. That's the name I ended up coming up with.
Well, I love it. I've loved it from the beginning. I've loved your little kitty the whole time. I thought he was so cute. So yeah, I will include all your links below in the description so people can check out and connect with you if they'd like. I guess just to finish off today, is there anything else you'd like to say? Anything you would like the public to know that is thinking about the business? Is this the right fit for me? All those questions that people have, anything you want to share with them.
If you're ever worried that if this is not the right business for you, and that you're worried that your family's never going to get behind you to do this business, don't worry, because eventually your family will get behind you. Just get them involved. Let them help you pick your name for your business. Let them help you choose an ad that you want to run. Like, I send my daughter, her and I have a Canva together. Yeah. And I sent her, like, what do you think of this? Should this be changed? And that's how I got on helping me get my business right. You got to do it subtly to get your family behind you. And eventually they're behind you. My husband drove from Arnprior to Mississauga to pick up my bins. And this is a man who 16 weeks ago was not behind me. Eventually,
That
your family
is,
does come around. So
yeah, I think that's excellent, excellent advice. And I'm so glad you said that. At the beginning, you can kind of lean on me, you can lean on the other
yeah,
ladies in the course. And the hope is that eventually your family will come around, which in your case, it definitely did. So,
they did.
yeah. Wow, what a story. Well, Nancy, I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see where you go with this business. Of course, I'll be sticking with you for 90 days, so I will see where you're going with this business. But I appreciate you taking the time to let everybody know your experience, and wishing you all the best.
Thanks.